Hello, I'm Ron Mazza, Senior Conversion Coach for this mastermind. And today, let me first of all say to you, what is a mastermind? Usually we have special guests with us today. Today it's just me, and we're going to do more of a training situation for our viewers out there. Hopefully a lot of agents will be watching this as well. But normally we have somebody throughout the country. We work with the top agents in the country, and they are so wonderful sharing their ideas and what makes them tick and how they do things, and let us ask them all the questions we want, and they give us some really amazing answers. And after 33 years in this business, I have learned a lot from these agents. These are very successful agents. So we take all that stuff, and we've been doing this now for quite a while, a few years. And what we've done is we've made a course. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that in a minute, and then again at the end of this. But first of all, what is a mastermind? Well, it is sharing some really key insights that could 10x your listings and help you build that power brand and make you dominate your local market. Now, these key insights are, it can be any part of your business that's going to help you stand out with your clients, make you unique in this competitive marketplace. All right, our goal is to bring you these insights. We do lead generation, lead conversion, database management, brand building, and optimization in your business. So let's talk a little bit here. First of all, our mastery class. I'm going to show you, if you want to look at this, it's got lead generation, conversion, strategic follow-up, building a power brand, bonus materials, how to become a master strategist, a Q&A and feedback. You can even get access to me if need be. But this master class, there's a ton of stuff. If you go to the ultimate, the ulmmasterclass.com, ulmmasterclass.com to register. You'll see everything you need to see. It might be something worth your while. This is a little tidbit of what's in there today. So let's get to it. Let's talk about mastering objections. It's the biggest thing that a person needs to be a master at in this business, as far as I'm concerned. If you can't handle objections, if you can't master these objections, you cannot deal with any of your there's business that you're losing, you're missing. This is what's going to get you business from the have not yet marketplace. In other words, somebody's mom didn't refer you to somebody to sell their home. This is somebody you've never met before. Or it's a for sale by owner, expired listing, internet lead. It could come from anywhere. We're flooded with leads today. And if you don't know how to convert them as part of this, being a master at objections, you're going to be behind the eight ball here, and you're not going to 10x your listings. You're not going to make extra money. So let me talk to you a little bit about it. First of all, there's 3 essential ingredients in any sale. There's you, there's the prospect, and then there's the process you're going to use to make the sale. Now, what is successful selling? A definition is a function of asking the most powerful questions you can to address each of these issues. If you don't know how to ask really good questions and then listen for the answers, you're missing the boat here, because this is where you've got to start. So keep this in mind, those 3 ingredients. All right. Why would anybody, any prospect that you know, why would they want to work with you? You've got to ask yourself that question and be honestly. And you need to be absolutely 100% sure you are in the front of a qualified prospect, and at the right time, with the right message, in the right format. Yeah, if it's a perfect world, but it's only going to be perfect if you make it that way. Without the right answer, you could be presenting to the wrong audience or the right audience incorrectly. So there's a lot of psychology that goes into this, and getting yourself prepared and teaching yourself how to handle objections. So keep all these things in mind. All right, we're going to dig a little deeper here. Now, the most powerful question you could ask any prospect is, what is the most critical issue you'd like to resolve about selling your home, moving out of state, relocating, whatever the case may be? This question allows your prospect and you to get to the real heart of their problem, their need, their agenda, or their irritation. A lot of people are afraid to ask these direct, they're driving questions. They dig deep. They're afraid to ask them because they're afraid of what the client might say, and then they're kind of at a loss. What do I say next? Well, the question will it'll allow for follow-up and additional questions. When you ask questions and then you listen to the answer, then you're going to answer more questions. And it's a question and answer period. But what does that do for you? It's going to help you build rapport and trust right off the bat. Now, there's 3 very essential elements that are going to occur when you're in this process of digging deep, asking questions, and listening for answers, asking more questions. There's going to be tension. And what is it? It's a level, a dynamic, kinetic, aggressive that exists between you and the prospect. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, what is resistance? It's a degree of negativity that prospect will feel relating to the interaction and selling decision. So there's tension with you, probably, because there's going to be aggressiveness existing between you and that prospect, and then there's going to be some resistance. Now, what's an objection? Well, believe it or not, it's a tool used by that prospect to measure that degree of which tension and or resistance have been reduced. Does that make sense to you? I hope it does. I wish you could answer me. But the key is this. If, in fact, objections occur, now they are opportunities. These are tools that you're going to use to measure where your client is. And if you're a master at handling them, obviously what's going to happen is you're going to have that rapport start. The trust will start. And everybody starts to relax. And your client is more interested in what you have to say and sees the value in you, etc., etc. Okay. Now, first of all, to handle any objection, you have to first correctly qualify your prospect. And most of these objections are really stalls. Most are price or commission based. They add or offer value components. And you have to realize with objections that there are opportunities in these objections for you and for your client. All right. Now, to master these, you got to redirect the old sales process. You got to emphasize how your services are going to meet the needs and wants of your prospect. If you can't do that, you have a real problem right from the beginning. You have to really know what is your worth. How are your services going to meet their needs? Why should they be talking to you? This is how all this comes together now. You got to really improve your skills and your abilities. You got to practice and learn how to handle these objections. You can't just go in there and wing anything. You can't pretend. You can't fake it. You're talking to another individual. This could be their biggest asset, and you want them to trust it to you. So therefore, you've got to show a lot of value, and you have to learn, and you have to have these abilities to be able to handle any objections. So what does that mean? You've got to master the scripts. Okay, let's talk real quick about scripts. I hear pros, I don't use scripts. Good. You must have a script that you made up because it must be working for you. A script is not something that you're going to read to somebody. A script is something very private. This is something that you're going to read again and again and again. And if you don't believe in what the script is saying, get a different script that will deal with the same objection. But you have to first internalize this. You have to believe in what you're saying. You have to be so convincing because it's your words, your mannerisms, it's you talking to the client, and you'll be able to look at them and in a nice, calm voice, smile at them like you've heard this before. Not a problem, George or Ethel. Let me tell you a little bit of how this can work, okay? Or what I'm going to do to be able to help you get through this issue. These are things you need to be able to do and be very convincing. All right. And it's going to create inner strength for you. It's going to give you an amazing attitude. You're going to be ready for anything they might say. If you go to a listing appointment and you're not ready for anything that might say, all of a sudden, you're going to be afraid. You're going to have this thing in your head that, oh my God, what if they say this? What if they say that? Well, you shouldn't be there. Number one, you didn't practice. You didn't rehearse. People say, well, I've never heard that before. Okay, then tell them that. Be honest, always honest. Think from your head and your heart, always head and heart, never from your wallet. You know where you put your wallet normally? Yeah, so don't put it there. Head and heart all the time. That's what you got to do when you're dealing with these objections, and you got to be a master at this. All right. Now, there's questions and there's objections, and I've seen a lot of agents. I've trained thousands of agents, thousands. I'm not kidding you. And I've been through a course like this. I've written them. And I've heard this before. Don't confuse a question with an objection. A question is just answer it. That's all it is. It's not an objection. Will I get the cost of improvements back, of my improvements back? I don't think you will. Why not? Well, because there's depreciation. And you explain to how that works. That's not an objection, it's a question. Just answer the question. Does time on the market affect price? Of course it does. It's your enemy. You tell them that. Does a quick sale mean I asked too little? Oh no, I priced it right on the money. And that's a question that you're going to get asked. These are typical questions I've heard from sellers my whole career. Should I put money into my house before I sell it? Maybe a little bit, maybe not. I don't know. Roof shot, things are leaking, duh. Maybe you're going to have to. Think about these things. But it's a question, it's not an objection. What's an objection? If I sell it myself, I'll save the commission. That's a statement. It's an objection. It's not a question. They're not asking you if they could do that. They're telling you they can do it. That's an objection. I'll have to ask more if I use you. Really? Now you've got to what? Ask a question. Why do you feel that way? See where this is going? If they ask you a question, you give them an answer. If you ask them a question, they give you an answer. All right. Buyers would rather deal with me face to face. Yeah, right. Okay. But again, you've got to keep your composure. Sometimes I hear these things, I go, oh God, what are we doing with this person? And again, what are you doing though? At the same time, you're trying to qualify the client. It's an opportunity for you to really show your compassion, empathy, and that you know your stuff. This is the best thing in the world that can happen. Now, if I list it, I'll be bothered by a lot of people. Well, if you're not going to sell your house because you won't get multiple offers, blah, 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 blah. Okay? You have to listen, look at the scripts, find the scripts. You can go online, you can Google real estate scripts and get a whole bunch of them if you really wanted to. I'll think it over and let you know. Let me ask you one question right now. Does this sound like a stall to you? Oh, I wish you could answer me. Yes, it is a stall. I'll think, what are you thinking about? How long have you been thinking about this? You've interviewed 50 other agents already. Well, you're still thinking? Again, whatever the case may be. I want to find a new home before I sell. This is a very serious objection. And if you don't understand sale and transfer of title contingencies and the methods that are available to you and wording you can put in to make a contract subject to this or that to protect your client and certainly and also respect a buyer coming in and the money that they need to produce to get the engineer inspection done or whatever the case may be, you are in very deep water. So I would make it very clear, this objection is probably one of the bigger ones that you're going to see, more common, believe it or not, than commission and price. It's a real concern for somebody, and it's going to take time to get past it. But if you don't take the time to understand the process and read the documentation, boy, I tell you, you've got an opportunity right here with that objection to show your value. Because quite frankly, if everybody else blows by it, you're the only one that took it dead serious. All right. Now, I have a friend or family member or relative in the business. Why am I here? You know what I mean? That's like a pretty good start to this objection. But again, the interesting thing about these are the deadly 7. These are 7 deadly objections that we've talked to agents all over the country, that I've experienced myself managing offices with many, many, many agents in them, with training individuals, both new agents and very successful agents. And this is the deadly 7. So if you can master this 7, everything else should be pretty much cake. You can rely on your own experience to be able to talk to somebody about them. All right. I'm hoping this is really helping you. Now, you need to remember, 50% of all objections are not valid. They're not valid. There's reasons why people object. They have fear. They want to put off making a decision. They just don't want to appear easy. I'm no pushover, right? Or they're going to test you. People want to have choices, not make decisions. Now, when you think about this, what's the difference between a choice and a decision? A choice means you have choices. You can say something like, well, if you don't want to do that, then you could do this or this. Give them a choice. Pick one. But if you say, you've got to do this, That's a decision you're making them make. Don't put somebody in that position. You want this to go easily for them. You want this to go easily for yourself. Now, a master in objection handling can look at these items, fear, putting off making a decision, don't want to appear easy in testing you, and they can decipher where that objection is when it comes up based on the questions they've asked the client and the answers they got back. And once you've narrowed it down to, okay, they don't want to appear easy, then I need to go somewhere in this conversation so that they know I don't think they're easy. Matter of fact, they're a little tough. And that's going to help you get past this. A lot of people don't take the time. Why? Because they ask the questions. Sometimes they're the right questions. Most of the time, I hope. But they don't listen for the answer. They're too busy thinking about asking another question or getting to the next stage or getting this done, or they're getting frustrated. They're getting, this isn't going to work out. They're giving up, or whatever the case may be. This is not what this is about. I have had more fun in my real estate. This is the most wonderful business you can be in. You get to talk to different people all the time, and it was so much fun to be able to handle objections from other people. It was a great way to communicate, and when it was all said and done, everybody was smiling. I had a contract in my hand for a price I wanted to list it for, and I knew I could sell the property and help these people go on to their next phase. And for that, I'll get paid. So it was really, really great. And this is how I would love for you to think. Now, let's talk about some takeaways. What have you taken away? You've taken away that you really need some scripts. You really need to practice scripts. You can get your spouse. Another colleague would be great. You can practice together, help each other. But, the thing is, or find a top agent in your office who's probably heard it all and ask them, take them to lunch and say, could I just role play with you a little bit? And maybe you could give me some pointers. Talk to your broker. Get a real estate coach. There's so many people. You could practice in the mirror. Talk to yourself. See how you look. See how you sound. See how, would I want to work with me? Does this convince me that I'm right? I did an objection video the other day, and we did it. It was really cool. It was like, just bring me a buyer. Talking about for sale by owner. Bring me a buyer. And it was so much fun to handle. The response we got back was amazing. Just the way people said, I never thought of it that way. It's a matter of looking at, now, here's another tip. When you're going to handle an objection, let's say the objection's on the table. And if you did a really strong listing presentation, you showed value in what you do, what your company does, your track record, you got references. No, nobody needs to be number one. You are you. You are unique from everyone else. Hopefully you had some unique value propositions to offer them, a communication guarantee, performance guarantee, whatever the case may be. But you had some amazing things that offer your future client in your listing presentation. Do you know that a strong listing presentation is going to alleviate objections before they even come up? Because they may be having the objection, might even had it before you walked in the door. And all of a sudden, you just got it to go away by something you said or showed them in your presentation. Now, when you're doing these things, when the objection does come up, do not look at them like you just saw a ghost. You turn white. You need a glass of water. You can't do this. I don't know what to say. I left my script in the car. You can't do this. You have to look them square in the eye, and you got to ask them this question. Is there anything else other than this that's bothering you right now? Is there something else I haven't made clear, or something that you're uncomfortable with or concerned about other than this since we've been talking? Oh my God, Ron, you're asking for more objections? Yes, I want them all. I want to see what they have to say. And if they say, no, this is really bothering me, then I would say, okay, all right, not a problem. So if I can make you feel better about this and understand what I'm going to do so this, whatever situation doesn't happen or whatever, are you ready to get started today? So in other words, now I'm negotiating. It's a win-win here. If I help you, will you work with me? You know what I mean? Who knows what the answer is going to be? But the key is this. At least they know you want to help them, and you do handle the objection. Now, I don't want you to be like, Holy smoke, they got another one, they lied. All right? It's okay. Now, think of this. Are you still sitting in front of them? Oh, yeah. Have they said, bye, see ya? No. Have they said, we're done talking. You're stupid. I don't want to talk to you anymore. You leave now. Go. You leave now. No, they're not saying that. What they're saying to you is this. Help me. Make me feel a little better, and I think we're going to be okay. All right? It's an opportunity. People look at objections like they're barriers. They're not barriers or opportunities. They're also opportunities for you. Because if you're struggling, even though you're a master at objections, you're just struggling and you can't get past, they're either testing me, they don't want to appear easy. Man, I just can't, either I'm weak in my mastery and I need to practice more. And what better place to practice than right there, all right? Or they really aren't sincere. Can I ask them something like, are you sure you're really ready to sell your home right now? Can I do that? Because now I got an objection, okay? I mean, this is the one, but it's a question you might ask. We as agents and brokers feel like, some of us, not me, obviously, but some of us feel we shouldn't be asking them a lot of questions. I bomb them with questions because the questions I ask are very, very deep and meaningful. I don't want to know you want to sell your house. It's obvious I'm sitting in front of you. What I want to know is once you sell it, what's going to happen? How's this going to help you change your world? How's this going to affect you with your life? I want to know these things. I want to dig a little deeper. I want to know your values because I'm going to have what they call a values question and answer period with them. And believe it or not, when I go to a listing and presentation, and I've done videos actually doing a live presentation, I have all my questions written down. And I tell them they're written down. I don't want to forget to ask you one. They're so important. And it's amazing the reaction I get from them. It's just respect. Because they want to they know I want to do the best job I can. All right. This is in the mastery class. There's more of this in the mastery class. This is what we do. We want to make everybody, if we can, the best they can be. So with that said, again, you go to ulmmasteryclass.com. Look in there, ulmmasteryclass.com. You're going to see all the modules. You're going to see what's available to you, etc., etc. And then you can go and you can register for this class. And this is a screen that'll come up. And is it free? No. Is it worth it? By far. Believe me, there's 33 years here in there, as well as all of the agents that myself, Isaiah Colton, we've interviewed. How many of them have shared their magic? And it's in there. It's amazing. The stuff that I learned from some of these mega agents, I was so thankful at this point in my career that I could still now take this and help these people. All right. Now, remember, stay tuned. Every day, there's an insider webinar that's there for you every day, 2 p.m. from our company here. And go to 10xmylistings.com. 10xmylistings.com. That means 10 times your listing, by the way. Okay, 10xyourlistings.com. And sign up for a free strategy session with one of our professionals. Why wouldn't you go there, call them up, and get some good ideas for free? It's free. Oh my God, nothing's free today. That's free. All right. But believe me when I tell you, these things are here for you. We're an educational-based company, and a lot of this is free because I just love seeing people do so well. I hope this has helped. Please like us, share us, tell your friends, and believe me when I tell you, back here Wednesdays at 2 o'clock, hopefully we'll have a surprise guest, and man, what you'll learn. See you soon. Thanks for watching.